Speak up, I can't hear you. I said, I'm not talking to you. I said, I'm talking to the spirits for you.
Miigwech, Jean, thank you. Oh, jeez. Can't touch that.
Mentioned that sometime that was out in the meeting. Speak up, I can't hear you. I wasn't talking to you. And right now, I'm talking to spirits for you. And another time I asked people to turn off the cell phone. And halfway through my invocation, my whole
Miigwech, thank you. Okay, Cor.
Okay, I have two additions to the agenda. The Code of Ethics Committee, must put that underneath me at the end, and a resolution to submit a grant for invasive species for the DNR. We'll put that at the end too.
Okay. Okay, call for a motion to approve the agenda with the two additions. Moved by Ray, seconded by Dave. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Approval of minutes from the regular meeting held July 6th at Lake Vermilion. Move to approve by Ray. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trav. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, silent, motion carried. Special meeting held July 17, 2017. Call for a motion to approve.
Move.
Moved by Trav. Is there a second? Second. Seconded by Brandon. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Silent? Motion carried.
Okay, introduction of new staff. I believe Angela. Staff? Nope, okay. I have two. Donna Hoffer.
Oh, yeah, she turned around and smiled for the camera.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome down. Thank you.
And had Gordy here, but he just stepped out, so I guess we can move on.
Okay.
We have the consent agenda.
Consent agenda, call for a motion to approve the consent agenda. I'll just read it off for the people that aren't here. Adopted Resolution 9-2018, borrowing resolution for Bois Forte Homes III, a.k.a. Bois Forte Tax Credit 3 project. Council poll was 301. Adopted Resolution 12-2018, revised resolution for ANA ILEAD Grant, poll was 400. Adopted Resolution 13-2018, MCT Finance Corp., loan authorization and guarantee, council poll was 300. Approved request to Sole-Source the Compease Software for salary purposes and performance software for employee evaluation system, council poll was 400. Approved per capita distribution date of August 11, and amount is $845, which is 100%. Approved request to Sole-Source from Compudyne for WMware product support and subscription, 100 licenses in the amount of $6,250. Council poll vote was 400. Adopted Resolution 14-2018 for space lease on tower at Fortune Bay for Verizon, and approved amendment to Bois Forte System Access and Use Agreement with Essentia. Council poll vote was 300. Move to approve made by Ray on the consent agenda. Is there a second? Seconded by Dave. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried.
Okay, first we have Joel Esselford with a IRR inventory update. Sole source purchase for a lift station pump. Request for sole source purchase for road salt. And I do believe the purchases will be made after October 1. Just
Okay.
because the sole source approval will be good for a year.
Okay. Good morning, Joel.
Morning. The resolution I have in front of you is an update on Reservation Road inventory through the BIA for their computer system, for their TAMs. Exhibit A are roads that have been completed, so they have turned from proposed roads into existing roads. Exhibit B are proposed roads, but the BIA is changing their policy. If you're not gonna start work or complete them in the next year, you need to take them off proposed roads. They're just trying to clean up their inventory, but we can put them back on at any time.
That was my question. Can we add them back on then?
Yep.
Okay.
And the proposed roads was made years ago when the formula was for how many miles of roads you have. That's no longer in effect, so.
Okay.
One question, John. Is the Exhibit B, are those in order of priority?
No. No, they're in order of route numbers. Some of the roads that are in Exhibit B will never happen. For instance, Golf Course Road that goes through, that would come off of Highway 77 and go right through the swamp all the way to the golf course, but it was just put on there in case to add inventory to get more funding.
Move to approve the resolution made by Ray. Is there a second? Seconded by Dave. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried.
Thank you. Next thing I have is sole source for the 4 manufacturers for the pumps that we use for lift stations. We're not purchasing them right away, but the sole source does last for a year.
Oh.
So I just wanted to get a jump on that.
And I see you stated on here, when we have a failure with the pumps, it's always an emergency and there's only one dealer, so.
Yeah, and the lead time is usually anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks to get one, so.
Okay. If there's no questions, I'll call for a motion to approve. Sole source purchase of lift station pumps in the event we need them. Moved by Brandon. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Trav. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Silent? Motion carried.
And the next thing I have is a sole source for our contract for road salt. That will also last a year. There's only one company in the whole area that can bring it to us, and that's Compass Minerals, which is not, we do this every year also, so.
Do we use that 200 ton? every year?
Oh, and more sometimes.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
I see you
But if-
Requested more.
50 tons more.
Yeah, yeah, we were pretty close last year.
Okay. And this will be purchased for next year's fiscal year?
We'll start receiving it, probably next month.
Okay.
But this will be roads money, and there's money in there for
Okay.
that, so.
No other questions? I'll call for a motion to approve the sole source purchase of road salt. Moved by Trav, seconded by Dave. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, silent, motion carried.
Thanks.
Thanks, Joel.
Thank you, Joel.
Oh, and just, I know a lot of people are wondering what's happening on Highway 53. They're doing what's called micro sealing from just north of Orr all the way to Cook, and there's gonna be some good delays, but it should be done by the end of this week, so.
Much
It's
needed.
basically chip seal with cement mixed in, and it's supposed to go 7 years, so,
Much needed repairs on that road.
yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joel. Next, we have Barb with some lease cancellations and a couple of new leases.
Morning.
Good morning, Barb.
First, I have a lease cancellation for John Vilbrin.
Motion to approve lease cancellation for John Vilburn. Moved by Trav, is there a second? Second by Ray. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, silent, motion carried.
Next, I have a lease cancellation for Craig Stepik. This is one of the new leases that was on Cedar Grove Phase 2.
Okay. Motion to approve lease cancellation for Craig Stepik.
The lake lot, is it?
Yes, it is a lake, yeah, it is a lake lot. It was a residential lease, and he is not interested in a residential. He wants a recreational.
Okay.
No, but those are
No,
lake lots that were
Oh,
designated
they're
residential.
residential.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, I'll move to approve.
Moved by Ray, is there a second? Second by Dave, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried.
Next, I have a lease cancellation for Donald Chosa and Karen in Lester Drift. This is contingent on a new residential lease that's coming up next.
Okay. Motion to approve. Moved by Brandon, is there a second? Seconded by Ray, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried.
Next, I have a new residential lease for Donald and Carleen Chosa.
Motion to approve. Moved by Trav, is there a second? Second by Dave, all in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, silent, motion carried.
Next, I have a recreational lease renewal for Rayland and Kathy Renziglia.
I was wondering how you were going to say that. Motion to approve. Lease renewal. Yeah. Moved by Ray, is there a second? Seconded by Brandon. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barb.
I never heard of that Morrison Drive on that last lease up on Vermillion.
I was
see
looking
that.
at that too.
Is that where your lot's at, Trev?
Oh, that's down on West Duffy.
I know, well, when I looked, it's like, no, that's not Indian Point.
Next we have Donald and Carleen, there's Zoggy Bagan Group.
Can we confirm that that's the right street? 'Cause I never,
Just have a seat right there. Yeah, come on, sit right up here. Good morning. Oh, awesome. Miigwech. Oh, awesome. Good morning.
Good morning. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
We would like to take this opportunity to update you on the Zoggy Bagang Group. Last year in July, we sent a letter to inform you of a grassroots endeavor we had begun. Since that time, we have developed our mission statement as follows. Zoggy Bagang is a grassroots effort focused on governance and nation building. With our Anishinaabe teachings guiding us, we bring our gifts together to provide information and work towards Minnow Bimadazuwin today as well as for the next 7 generations of the Minnesota Chippewa tribe.
Okay. We have contracted with the public relations firm and have now completed a series of educational videos and materials, including a website and social media groups, to provide educational materials and promote involvement of MCT citizens in tribal government. Understanding our history and governance as it fits with our Anishinaabe values and traditions. We have chosen the Anishinaabe word Zoggy Bagang that describes the budding of trees and flowers to represent our work. The work we have done was a process where our individual voices and gifts have burst forth. We are now sharing our gifts and contributions so we can all share in knowledge for Minnow Bimadaziwin.
While our work was primarily a grassroots effort, we again would like to extend our engagement with MCT citizens and elected leadership. Feel free to contact any Zoggy Bagang participants for more information. We would be pleased to share our work with you and assist in providing more information to MCT members. A list of our members is included on our website, along with a lot more information, so please visit www.zoggybagang.com. Miigwech.
I really think this is a great idea, and especially now with the constitutional conventions happening with regards to the MCT Constitution, of which the first meetings are being held actually Monday, Tuesday in Onamia, and then in September it is at White Earth. I don't even remember the exact dates, and then Bois Forte will host October. And I think this education is key. I think a lot of people need this type of information out there to understand the MCT, how it became about, and the Constitution. So, you know, I really commend this group for getting some information and some materials out there that people can look at.
Yeah. Yes, thanks, Kathy. I know a year ago, Donald and I were invited to join the group. We were invited by Lorna Lagoo and Jill Dorfer from UMD, and it was very eye-opening, you know, at the lack of stuff that they're, you know, the education that with the revised Minnesota Constitution. So I was very glad to get involved and hear, you know, hear a lot of different points of view from the other MCT tribe, so
Yep.
thanks.
And
Thanks for letting us be here today.
Oh, yes, yes, and I think that one of the things with when we were at the TEC meetings is that getting out and educating people and telling them, this is your right to, as members of the MCT, to have your voices heard and to, if you have concerns with the Constitution or certain aspects, or just want to learn about it, we can actually, and if the council doesn't disagree, we would like to put this website on our website so people can access it for that educational purpose, because we want people more educated and understanding where we came from and how things transpired, and if they have comments to make regarding the constitutional conventions that are coming up.
Yeah, that's one of our goals is to share and get ideas, more ideas, and just, create that openness for the Minnesota Chippewa tribe constitution for all the people, because there are a lot of changes, within 2020, pretty soon it'll be 2030 when we turn around. It'll be like, that seems far away, but when back in 1900s, it's, 2000, and seemed that far away, or seemed far away.
And education is key. I mean, our youth need to also learn. So I think this is a good idea to get that information out there.
Yeah, and that's what it was designed for also, was for education of our youth. And so it would be something that could be used in schools as well.
Good.
And we did have a request to set up an informational booth
Sure.
at the State of the Band.
Okay.
And now that you mentioned I forgot about the Bois Forte is hosting the MCT. I was wondering if our group would agree to it, could we also set up a booth there as well?
I don't see why not. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Miigwech.
Miigwech, very much. Thank you.
And the website is www.zogibagong.com, and all the videos are on the website. So if anyone wants to take some time and look at that, I think it would be worth your while.
And we'll make sure that we get that on the website, because I know some people might not know the spelling on that, so they can access it that way. Miigwech.
Next, we got Donna, the
Sue.
service contract for a
So
new hematology
Donna.
machine.
Good morning again, Donna.
Good morning. The service contract is for a new hematology machine. The contract, the machine is already in, purchased. This is just a service agreement. Mark Anderson has reviewed it, and he gave the sign of okay.
Okay. If no questions, I'll call for a motion to approve. Moved by Ray, is there a second? Second by Dave. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Silent? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Next, we have Billy with with the service Sole-Source for Hatch
Oh, it's a
Company and
whiteboard.
then Sole-Source.
Good morning, Bill.
Good morning. The first sole source is with the Hatch. This is for the smart boards that we purchased with the Early Head Start expansion grant. Originally, the original purchase was a result that they were the only company that provided educational programming needed for the age groups that we serve, and we want to continue the same technology. It's easier for the children and for the staff, and the price is reasonable. They do provide the installation and on-site training for the staff
Okay.
to use it.
If there's any, do they have like a technical assistance in case we run into
Yeah.
any problems? with-
Yes, yeah, they
Okay.
do.
If no questions, I'll call for a motion to approve the sole source with Hatch. Looks really interesting.
They're fun, the kids like them.
Yeah. Sure beats a blackboard.
Yes. It also allows us to get to the point where we can have activities going on in Vermillion, and the Nett Lake Center can be doing the same thing, and they can interact
Oh.
with each other.
Oh.
It's pretty neat.
Nice. Motion made by Dave, seconded by Ray to approve. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Silent? Motion carried.
The next item is a sole source purchase for Midwest Special Instruments. What this is a test hearing in infants and toddlers. And we do have one in Nett Lake. And the original purchase on that was due to not having an audiologist in Bois Forte and the requirement to have this testing done by the Office of Head Start. And this company was the only regional company, the only company in the region to provide the high quality of testing that's required by the Office of Head Start.
Okay.
And we want the same unit in Vermillion,
Both
so
sides.
staff are using the same and testing the same way.
Okay. And there's money in the budget to cover it?
Yes, there is.
Okay. Moved by Ray to approve. Is there a second? Seconded by Brandon. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Silent? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Billy.
Next, we have Danny Prados with a resolution for a New Moon Operational Subsidy Grant Contract.
Morning, Danny.
So, while I was the interim housing director, I was therefore on the board of New Moon. So after these its are taken care of, since I'm back to my regular office position, I will not be engaging anymore
Okay.
with New Moon with these types of things. So this will be the last thing. So New Moon has received funding to supplement their operations due to budget deficits. And this is coming from the state of Minnesota through the Minnesota Housing Finance Agency. And so, in order to receive the funding, we need those 3 executed copies of the grant contract actually sent in the mail today. So
Okay.
as soon as they're signed, I'll compile it. We do have a cover letter going directly to MHFA, just kind of outlining all of our items here. And then also the resolution, which just shows board approval for the grant.
This dollar amount of $76,918, is that per calendar year? Or is that a combination for both years?
To my knowledge, it's for the 2017 fiscal year.
Okay.
Is
For both,
in the amount up to 76,000. Here's 2018 and 2019.
Oh, I apologize. I think because I had read the title for the
it's for two. Look at
checklist.
the next page, Ray. Yep. It's per year. Okay. If no other questions, I'll call for a motion to approve. Moved by Ray, is there a second? Seconded by Dave. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Silent? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Danny.
Yep.
Okay, next, we had National Congress American Indian membership dues. They're based on our total enrollment.
Where does it come from?
Generally, generally it comes from our general fund. AI are paid for us, for National Congress of American Indians. Aiming. Membership dues.
Any other questions? If not, I'll call for a motion to approve. Moved by Brandon, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trav. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, silent, motion carried.
Next, we had a request by Robert Gallas from OR, American Legion. He also requested a donation, but based on where we're at this point of year, we'll suspend our line item. And so, but they are asking permission to sell raffle tickets at the tribal government building or any of the buildings. 52 club that they
And that goes to the VFW, Veterans of Foreign Wars,
or Legion.
or Legion?
Nobody buys them, nobody buys them.
Yeah. Any questions? If not, I'll call for a motion to approve or deny. It's up to you guys.
Thing they do every year.
Yeah.
They've never had this request.
Never came out here and sold it.
No. Usually see them at the outlets in Orr, at the Pelican Bay and the dam, gas station, yep, hardware store. They only sell 260 tickets, apparently.
Gaming compact, we need to.
Yeah, it's for veterans. Moved by Dave to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Trav. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Silent? Motion carried.
Next, we had the Code of Ethics Committee. These were the names that were submitted. Approval on the committee. Back to Wicco, Louise, as far as,
And Dave, you had Doris on yours?
or just waiting on the one from Dave and then approval.
Just for everybody's knowledge, there was a sign-up sheet before for the Code of Ethics Committee, and we haven't forgotten about it. We're here to approve it today, and how we did that is each tribal member made their selection. So that's how that was done, by each one of us picked somebody. So we have, who do you have? Okay. All right, we have, for the committee, we have George Strong, Wendy Drift, Tara Gijek, Doris Isham, and Lance Hill. Do I have a motion to approve the Committee for the Revising of the Code of Ethics? George Strong, Wendy Drift, Tara Gizek, Doris Isham, and Lance Hill. They will be working with our tribal attorney on these. Oh, I'm sorry, Carlene also. Carlene?
I just wanted to, I know Donald and I submitted our names for the Ethics Committee. Was our names submitted?
Yes, they were.
Okay, good.
Yes, they
That's what
were.
I-
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
all right.
they were, Carlene.
All right, and then I guess, I know I wanted to bring up one thing here. I know, just by reading Facebook posts and listening to people in the community about, about what's going on within the RTC, about the fiscal, financial problems. My husband and I live in the community. We live right in the heart of the community. We're both tribal members. We have kids who attend, or a kid who attends school. I guess the one thing that I wanted to bring up to the council, it's been a year now and over a year for Donald. We've been applying for jobs. Neither of us are picked. We've applied for several jobs. We did get letters from Miranda stating that, that my husband was unfit for a job here. It was said in so many words. I guess back when Tribal Council was elected in the last election there, I did hear, and that did give me hope that that things were going to be okay in the community, because I did hear that the Tribal Council was going to make sure that at least one person in the household is working. And I guess I just wanted to bring that up in case you didn't know, or jog memories or something, so thank you.
Miigwech, Carlene. Call for a motion to approve the Code of Ethics Committee. Moved by Brandon. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Trav. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Silent? Motion carried. Carlene, with response, I just want to make a comment, and I'm making it on behalf of the Tribal Council here. We have really somewhat not upheld our traditions and beliefs with regards to our language and culture, and for that we need to apologize, because we always say that we're going to do what we can for our language and culture, and at this point in time, our urban offices are doing more than the reservation itself. And we are in the process of trying to rectify that, and I appreciate meeting with Donald and Karen that day, just to let you know that we know that we're not doing what we need to do. And I am truly thankful for you guys being involved with your culture and language. And do appreciate that. And I just wanted to let you know that, because that bothers me, and I think it bothers all of us, because that's who we are, and we need to make sure we take care of those things also. They're very extremely important to us.
Okay. Miigwech, Kathy, for those words. They really help in our time of
Yep, thank you.
hope.
Miigwech.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Corey, you have
Okay. Yep, lastly, Sidra, if you'd like to come up, we have an invasive species grant resolution that the DNR and Planning Department have been collaborating on, and an amount of $200,000 for identifying, mapping, and creating mitigation plans for.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have been, Brooke and I have been working with the Department of Natural Resources on a grant to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. It's a tribal wildlife grant. We are putting together a program to identify and create a map of all of the invasive, non-native, and native species that we're starting to experience and face on the reservation. The program or the project would entail contracting with a botanist or, someone with those types of skills and qualifications to come on the reservation and perform about 2 years, if not more, worth of mapping and identification of the different species. They also would leave us with a mitigation plan and how to deal with those species, a priority list, what do we need to talk about first? Do we need to address those that are affecting our wild rice, that kind of stuff. So the max of the grant request is $200,000, so we intend to apply for every last penny. There is no match.
Okay. And that was going to be one of my questions. Is that also going to look at the lake? Have we looked at the lake as far as invasive species at all?
We will be addressing aquatic species as well.
Okay.
I do know that I can't speak, very knowledgeably about what they're doing, but I do know that in one of our planning meetings, Gabby had mentioned that she is currently working under a grant with, I don't know if it's the water, if it's the state, if it's EPA.
I talked to her yesterday, and I asked her specifically if they're just looking at aquatic invasive species or not. And she said they're looking at them, but they're not mapping them. So for this grant to go in and map that, as well as the watershed areas that go into the lake, would be very beneficial.
Yes.
Hers is not.
Good.
And then we just had, we had that outbreak up by Fortune Bay and the golf course up that way.
Yep.
Correct.
We also, along the highway, just right out past Max's, there's, they had to come in and eradicate some thrown in the ditch right there, sides of the road, so. They're getting closer, we know that there's a lot of invasive species of plants and stuff around the reservation based on county lands and our discussions with the counties, so it's getting closer, and,
Is, including Vermilion and...
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Lake Vermilion, Indian Point, Sugar Bush, the whole, all 136,000 acres of the reservation.
Awesome. Sounds like a great grant opportunity. Okay.
We also are working real closely with 1854.
Okay, good. If no questions, I'll call for a motion to approve the resolution to apply for $200,000 in grant funding. Moved by Ray. Is there a second? Second by Dave. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Silent? Motion carried.
Miigwech.
Good luck, ladies. Thank you. Miigwech.
did we have received that grant in the past?
Yeah.
We have, when Doc Holm was here, we've received it a couple of times now.
Oh, okay.
So we've been, they're familiar with our process at the U.S. Fish
Good.
and Wildlife Service.
Good. Okay, okay.
Agenda.
Call for a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? Motion by Trav, is there a second? Second by Dave, all in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, silent, motion carried. Thank you all for being here. Miigwech. Oh.